Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is an SU-8. It's not just an SU-8, it's an SU-8 with 3 marks on the X on the barrel. Yes, this is a rather good player. You can tell that because it's actually under the command of Moose of Royal Clan. Yes, we've seen him before and he's 3 marked this SU-8. It's on the eastbourne of Sand River and he's getting ready for battle. Well, his gun's dropped, and that tends to indicate to me that he hasn't loaded into the game yet. The moment the barrel goes up, yes, he's probably in. In the meantime, that M12 is choosing to fire from this position, which could compromise Moose. No, he's alive now, and he's off. Okay, the SU-8, it's actually based on the T-28 medium tank. They never actually produced any because the T-28 was obsolete and taken out of production by the time the Soviet Union went into war against Germany. After the invasion, that is, after Barbarossa. But he's doing the smart thing. He's aiming for the hill right at the start of the battle. With his first shot, he's going to aim for that position because there's normally somebody in residence, some tank destroyer, who thinks it's smart to sit up on top of the hill, shoot down the river valley. And if he was there, he's probably just been splashed. Now, Moose has got the 152mm howitzer, capable of 600 alpha, penetrating 38mm of armour with a burst radius of 7 metres. One of the good things about this Arty is you do get a number of shells. You do get more than enough to actually do the job. Unfortunately, on the M12 you don't. They only give you 20 shells to play with, which is not enough really to last the entire battle. Aiming for the T-150, he fires a round in and gets a direct hit. We saw the shell disappear, no explosion, so we know we hit him. In fact, actually, he's now picked up some stun assist, and we saw that it was 167 hit points of damage. He's going for another one. He's fully dialed in, works out where the guy's going, and another direct hit, 208 this time. Both of those shots were non-penetrating shots, but they did do a lot of damage. He's now going for the AMX M445 on the south side of the map, lines him up, rounds out for the engine deck. Oh, the guy pulled back just in time to avoid it. And despite that, both of our teammates in the Thunderbolt and the VK seem to be oblivious. Oh, no, the Thunderbolt isn't anymore. I'm afraid he just got wiped out by that AMX. But Moose is going to try and put a shot onto that guy. Rounds out. Lands right in front of him. I think it damaged his tracks. Certainly stunned him. And looks like the VK, well, he's headed towards that AMX. And they're fighting it out. That shell went to the right. Not sure he actually had the aim perfect at that moment, but he's going for it this time. Oh, no, he didn't fire, thankfully. And he suddenly noticed there's an enemy tank to the north. It's an IS about to come through the pass. He's switched the aim to a T-34-85 and now he's switched it to a Hellcat. He hasn't got shots on either of those two guys because they're behind some rocks in cover. Yeah, he can't shoot either. Or either. IS trying to come through the pass. Line up the shot. Put it onto him. Rounds out. Lands behind him. But I think it was stunning. I think... Oh, no, he didn't get stunned. Okay, so... The Striv got no concerns whatsoever. Just dives straight through the pass. And unfortunately takes out our M6. Then he takes out the Super Hellcat. And now he's headed south. We're aiming for the IS who's just killed our T-34-85M. And that means now there's an enemy force headed south towards us. Now it appears the Striv was taken out. But going for the IS. Rounds out. Lands near him but not close enough. He's stunned. Here's a splash kill. Just waiting for the reload. 16.56 seconds. It's quite a good reload. Slightly longer than the M44, but it does do a higher DPM because it's got a higher alpha damage, this Arty. So it's well worth considering as your second string Arty to the M44 if you like the M44. That enemy Lorraine 15550 is running, and I think the reason is there's a Super Hellcat and a T29 fairly nearby, and he didn't want to get hit by them. He fires a round in at long range. It lands near the Lorraine, but he's lost sight of him. The M44 on the enemy team stayed near the cap, and it looks like he's going to get a shot at this guy just before he goes down the cliff. Oh, he didn't die, but he is so close to the edge there. Oh, hits the rock face instead of hitting the M44. We know there's two enemy Artys in the vicinity. In fact, there's only two enemy Artys on the enemy team. And he might be able to see where the Lorraine is. He's fired in at that spot, but is he there? No. I think he needs to get a little bit closer just to get a shot in on the Lorraine's position. He's looking for it again. He can now aim directly into the corner. Rounds out. Long flight time for the shell. 4 seconds. He's firing right to the other end of the map from this end. T25-2 needs to hit this one, otherwise the Super Hellcat could be in danger. Stuns the guy. Super Hellcat goes around the corner and he's picked up some stun assist. Yes, it's certainly a challenge for both of them, but the T25-2 can't be happy at the fact that he is getting stunned repeatedly by our Arty. But now the Super Hellcat made a big mistake there. He stayed where he was. And now he's face hugging the T25-2 with less hit points, and he's gone. But the T25-2 gets taken out by Moose. There's still a T-34-85M up on that hill, but he's hiding behind the rock. Our other RT fires in. He fires at the bush instead and pulls away to go to a new firing position. Now, again, as I've said many times in other videos, don't pull away after shooting directly. Try to stay and see what happens to the shell, because it's important. If you do hit someone, you'll know because there's no explosion at the other end. But if you pull away, you won't see if there's an explosion or not, and you'll miss that information. Okay, he's found a new firing position to avoid counter battery. It's not your usual spot that Arty will go to, but it's one of the positions that an Arty can go to. He's backing up into that little dip. But the problem is that he's a little further away from that Lorraine than he would probably like to be now, and he's decided to come up onto that level. He's looking in the village to see if there's anyone there. Of course, he's relying on what the SU-100 can spot, because it's the SU-100 is the only one spotting near our cap area at the moment. He's expecting either the T-34-85 or their AMX-1357 or the SU-152 to come down this way, but there's the SU-152. I saw the tree go down actually and was just about to say so, but yes, he has got rather close. And in fact, actually, because Moose is in a dip, he's actually finding it hard to shoot up out of the dip into the SU-152 because he's at such close range. Looks like the SU-152 is hunting for Arty, but he can't find us simply because we're not where he would normally expect us to be. Up in the north, the AMX-1357 has been found by our T-25-2, and Moose has spotted that as well. He's running, but Moose has switched back, and now it's a T-34-85 down in the south. So he's obviously joined the SU-152. Moose fires around in, direct hit, and he's got a kill. So that's 2 kills now. The enemy Lorraine 15550 is coming to sight in the north, and that's an easy kill. The guy's slow and he has to stay still in order to shoot. Unless he wants to try a shotgun. Now we're looking for that SU-152 down here, and there he is. Can we get a shot? Yes, just. Rounds out. Oh, another kill! SU-152 out the game. That's 3 kills now. That was a really good shot because it was a very narrow target. He only had the top of the front of the tank destroyer available to hit. And he got him, which means now the SU-100 is safe. And it now means the enemy is reduced to just their Arty. The M44 we last saw in the riverbed, and the Lorraine 15550, who is somewhere on the north side of the map. Well, that's where he was last seen. Now Moose is going down the riverbed. Now, might not be the smartest idea actually, but he might come face to face with the M44 if he's headed this way. If he does, he can try and shotgun the guy. The idea with the shotgun is to actually get close, so you cannot miss. You'll either get them with the direct hit or with a splash. And here comes the Lorraine. And in fact, actually, he's decided to do an aim shot on the guy, but the guy actually does move in such a way as to get behind cover quickly. And he was seen, his sixth sense went off, so that means the M44 is going to be aiming this way. And it looks like the Lorraine is going to come in and try and do a shotgun, and Moose is going to be ready for him if he does. And he's going to be fully dialed in to get the ambush. And easily done, nicely done. He locked onto the guy just before he fired. And that's how you get a really good, accurate shotgun. If the enemy is coming towards you, you can ambush them. If you're moving and they're moving, the idea is to get close before you shoot, because if you fire too far away, all the enemy then has to do is just drive up to you and shoot you in the face, and there's nothing you can do except try to ram them. Well, we're all now looking for the M44, and he was just spotted. And there's the M44, he's up on the heights. Now, will he try a shotgun prematurely? He does, and he takes out the M12, but Moose is much better at shotguns than the M44, and he does it on the move and kills the M44 to win the game. And I think that might be a counter battery as well. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, second class tanker for Moose in the SU-8. He managed to get a bruised medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 10 in this one. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills when he got 5. One short of getting a top gun. And he did get a counter battery because he took out both of the enemy Arty. There was only 2 enemy Arty in this game. The Lorraine 15550 and the M44. And that was a great shotgun, that last one, because he was on the move when he did it. And the M44 had done basically what Moose did to the Lorraine. He actually stayed there in a static position, locked on, and blew the M12 away. Whilst Moose, well, he did the difficult job, which is actually shooting on the move against an enemy Arty. Usually it's better to actually get close, and he could have got close to the M44, seeing as that he just fired, but he only has 15 seconds to get within close enough range to actually make it count. And if he tried to get closer, I think he probably would have allowed the M44 to reload. So he did the right thing when he had the chance. If we look at the team scores, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. Note that actually went to the VK3001P, got 2,362 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the SU-152 with 2,233, but Moose killed him. And when it came to the next highest, it was the Super Hellcat with 1,896. Moose got 1,115, which wasn't the highest, but it's still a good score because he was still alive at the end of the game. In fact, it was only him and the SU-100 and the T-25-2 who were alive at the end on their team. When it came to kills, it was Moose. He has 5 kills. He killed 1/3 of the enemy team. The next high scorer being the T-25-2 on the enemy team with 3 kills. 2 kills for the SU-100, the Super Hellcat, the M44 in the enemy team, and the Striv M4257. When it came to base XP, it was actually the VK3001P, the high scorer. He got 980 base experience. 841 went to Moose. 825 went to the Super Hellcat. He fired 23 rounds in that game, got 6 direct hits, no penetration, 14 splash, damage of 1,115 hit points, of which 872 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 695 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 21,860 credits, and after ammunition resupply, took away 14,160 credits. He received 841 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,262 from personal reserves, and took away 3,786 experience points altogether. But a really good counter battery and, well, some excellent play. I love that static shot on the Lorraine. He waited until the guy got close enough till he could see the whites of his eyes and locked on and just blew the guy away. That was an excellent shot. I must admit, though, he did stay too still for a little too long, because he could have been taken out by the M44 if the M44 was ready. But the M44 wasn't ready, and on this occasion, Moose got away with it and then pulled round and came up the riverbed and found the other one. So, great game by Moose. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.